Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. James Walker. Today, I want to sit down with you and talk about something many people in their middle years hesitate to mention. But it's actually a very natural and important part of health and happiness, our sexual life. When we reach our 50s and 60s, life changes. Work, family, grandchildren, health, everything can make us forget about ourselves. Someone once told me in my clinic, "Doctor, I think sex is only for the young." I'm older now. Just talking about it makes me embarrassed. I smiled and replied, "That's not true. Sexual intimacy isn't just an act. It's connection, warmth, the reminder that we are still alive, still loving, and still needing one another." In midlife, sexual intimacy is a natural medicine for the mind. When the body is touched and cared for, the brain releases endorphins and oxytocin happiness hormones. These help us sleep better, reduce stress, stabilize blood pressure, and even strengthen the heart. This isn't just theory. I've seen it in thousands of patients. But I also understand what's difficult to say at this age. Many feel desire decrease and energy fade. Part of it is changing hormones. Part is fatigue, less exercise, alcohol, stress. This is normal. It does not mean your time has passed. It simply means your body is asking for better care. And today I want to share with you a gift from the ocean, oysters. For centuries, oysters have been known as a symbol of love and vitality. They are rich in zinc, a mineral that helps the body naturally produce sex hormones, testosterone in men, and hormonal balance in women. I've seen patients who simply ate oysters properly, 2 to 3 times a week, slept better, reduced alcohol, and their health and emotional connection improved clearly. Imagine this, a peaceful evening, no TV, no phones. Just two people who have walked through life together, finding each other again gently and sincerely. That moment is worth protecting. Life is not measured by how many years we live, but by how many times our hearts truly feel love. If you found today's talk meaningful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can continue to accompany you. And leave a comment below, share your story, your questions, or what you want me to talk about next. Your story may help someone who is quietly searching for understanding. See you in the next part, where we'll prepare and enjoy oysters in a way that is both delicious and healthy. My dear friends, I know many of us after 50 or 60 avoid talking about sex. Some say I'm old now. Why talk about it? But let me ask you, does love have an age? Does the need to be held, touched, understood have an age? I've met couples married 30 or 40 years. They raised children, overcame hardships together, but one day realized they had forgotten to look at each other with love. Not because they stopped loving, just because life carried them along. Losing sexual connection is often what slowly creates distance. Sex in midlife is not just physical. It is a language of the heart. When two people touch, embrace, and look at each other with tenderness, the brain releases two special hormones. Endorphins, reducing stress and bringing relaxation. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, creating trust and closeness. So maintaining sexual intimacy in midlife strengthens both body and marriage. I remember a patient, a man in his 60s. He feared intimacy would worsen his heart condition. But after guidance, healthy eating, daily walks, and emotional connection with his wife, he came back months later, eyes bright, like a young man saying, "Doctor, I thought my time was over, but it turns out I'm starting again." And I told him what I want to tell you today. Age does not take away our ability to love and be loved. It simply reminds us to love slower, deeper, and with gratitude. Sexual health in midlife is the health of the soul. It is a natural antidepressant. It is a bridge between two hearts that have lived through many seasons. So don't be shy. Don't avoid it. Look at your partner and remember, you both still deserve love and a full life. If you found meaning in today's talk, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your story in the comments. Your story may be hope for someone who needs it. We'll meet again soon. I have much more to share. Dear friends, now let's go a little deeper together. What truly happens to the body and mind when we maintain a healthy and moderate sexual life in midlife? I'd like you to imagine your body as a garden. If we water it properly and care for it consistently, it grows lush and strong. But if we neglect it, weeds grow, the soil dries, and the flowers fade. A balanced sexual life is just like tending that garden. It nourishes us from within. When two bodies connect, the first thing that happens is improved blood circulation. Blood vessels open, the heart works smoothly, and the body receives oxygen and energy. This is especially important for those at risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes. Many people think, "I'm sick, so I should avoid intimacy." But the truth is, healthy intimacy can actually be good for your heart. I once treated a woman around 58 years old. She suffered from years of insomnia. Sleeping pills helped her doze a little, but she always woke up exhausted. After a deep conversation, I discovered she and her husband had not been physically close in many years. They still loved each other, but they had forgotten how to express it. I suggested they start again with simple things. Holding hands, leaning on each other, hugging before sleep. After just a few weeks, she told me, "Doctor, I can sleep again. I feel alive." It may sound simple, but the things that touch the heart don't need to be complicated. Another important point, a healthy sexual life reduces stress very effectively. The body releases oxytocin, the hormone that brings peace, trust, and connection. Studies show that those who maintain moderate intimacy have lower rates of depression and anxiety and tend to see life more positively. And most importantly, it helps us stay young. Not just young on the outside, but young in the heart. Have you ever met someone with silver hair, but bright eyes and a lively smile? I believe those people still carry a flame of love within them. Finally, a healthy sexual life is a bridge between two souls. It helps spouses understand each other without needing many words. Sometimes just a hug can say, "I am here, I need you, and you need me too." If this message touched you, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Share your story or what you've been holding in your heart. I read every comment, and I value every story. Dear friends, in the previous part, we talked about the wonderful benefits sexual intimacy brings to emotional and physical health. But I know you may have this question. I understand that, but why do I feel less desire as I get older? That question is real, and it deserves to be heard. Midlife is a major turning point in our lives. Our bodies change, our emotions change, and life circumstances change. Sometimes decreased desire is not a loss, but a message from the body, telling us to pause, reflect, and love ourselves more. First, something simple but important: hormones. In men, testosterone gradually decreases from around age 35 and more clearly after 50. In women, estrogen fluctuates strongly before and after menopause. These hormones are the biological flame of the body. When they decrease, desire naturally decreases. This is normal. It is not anyone's fault. A man around 62 once told me, "Doctor, I don't feel as strong as before. I feel like I'm no longer myself." I placed my hand on his shoulder and said, "No, you are still yourself. Your body is simply moving to a new rhythm, and you must learn to move with it." Second, emotional stress deeply affects desire. At this age, we face pressures, finances, work, health, children growing up, aging parents. When the mind is tired, the heart closes. And when the heart closes, the body cannot open to love. Third, a sedentary lifestyle and habits like alcohol and smoking also weaken sexual health. Many people turn to alcohol for relaxation, not realizing alcohol suppresses testosterone, like a flame that can't burn on wet ground. And finally, something very subtle: emotional distance. Some couples live together their whole lives but forget to ask one simple question: are you okay today? When the heart is not touched, the body slowly steps back. So if you feel your desire has decreased, please do not blame yourself. You are not alone, and there is nothing to be ashamed of. The important thing is that we recognize it and slowly nurture the flame again, with gentleness, self-care, and emotional understanding with our partner. If this message helped you understand yourself more clearly, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your thoughts in the comments. Someone out there may read your words and feel less alone. Dear friends, now I want to invite you to walk with me to the ocean. Imagine standing before the wide water waves touching the shore, leaving behind white foam like the breath of the sea. Deep within that ocean lies a gift nature has preserved for humanity: the oyster. Since ancient times, oysters have been symbols of vitality, love, and connection. The ancient Greeks believed oysters were the food of passion. In the East, oysters were served in meals for royalty. And today, modern science has confirmed what our ancestors felt by intuition. Oysters are one of the richest natural sources of zinc in the world. Zinc is not something we see, but it fuels the production of testosterone in men and hormonal balance in women. In simple words, zinc is the flame of vitality and love. I once had a male patient around 57 years old. He came to my clinic tired, low in energy, and without desire for intimacy. After tests, I found his testosterone was very low, mainly from a lack of zinc in his diet. I didn't prescribe medicine immediately. I simply placed a plate of fresh oysters in front of him and said, "Some of the simplest things in life, when appreciated and used correctly, can change everything." He doubted me, but he tried. 2 to 3 times a week, he ate steamed or grilled oysters, reduced alcohol, slept well, and took slow morning walks. 3 months later, he returned. His eyes had fire again. He told me, "I thought my love had died, but I had only forgotten to add fuel." Dear friends, oysters are not only good for sexual health, they contain omega-3 for heart health, easy to absorb protein for recovery, and B vitamins for nerves and deeper sleep. But what I love most is this. Oysters remind us that the ocean knows how to heal. Nature never rushes. It nourishes slowly, gently, deeply. If you want to revive your vitality, begin with simple things. A loving meal, a longer hug, and gratitude for your own body. If this message touched your heart, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave your thoughts below. I read every comment, and I treasure every story. Dear friends, now that we understand why oysters are precious, let's talk about how to prepare and enjoy them, so that we receive all the nourishment nature intended. I don't want to make this meal complicated. I want it to be a warm, everyday meal where we feel connection and renewal. First, the oysters must be fresh. When you hold one, it should feel heavy, meaning it still contains natural seawater. When opened, the oyster should be plump, clear, smooth, with a mild ocean scent. Fresh oysters never have a strong, fishy smell. Now let's begin with simple ways to prepare them. Steamed oysters with lemongrass and ginger. This keeps the pure flavor of the oyster. The warmth of ginger and lemongrass pairs beautifully with the gentle saltiness of the sea. Next, grilled oysters with scallion oil. This dish feels warm and familiar, perfect for family evenings. But remember, don't use too much oil. We eat to nourish, not to burden the body. Cook only until the oyster is just firm. Overcooking removes sweetness and nutrients. Raw oysters with lemon and a little mustard. This is for those who want the truest taste of the sea. But only eat raw oysters when they are extremely fresh and your digestion is healthy. And finally, oyster congee. A comforting meal for days when the body is tired or when you want to care for the one you love. My dear friends, the most important thing in enjoying oysters or any meal is your state of heart. Eat slowly. Be grateful. See every meal as a thank you to the body that has carried you through life. If you found this part helpful, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share your favorite oyster dish in the comments. I look forward to reading what you share. Dear friends, now that we know how to choose and prepare oysters, I want to go deeper into the most important part, how to enjoy oysters in a way that your body truly absorbs and transforms them into vitality, not just a tasty meal. Because there are two kinds of eating. Some eat to stay healthy, others simply eat to get through the day. I want you to be in the first group. First, do not eat too many oysters at once. Many people think the more they eat, the stronger they become. But the body does not work like that. It is not a tank we can fill instantly. The body is like a flowing stream. It needs steady nourishment. If you eat oysters 2 to 3 times a week, 4 to 6 oysters per meal, your body will absorb zinc better and maintain natural vitality. I once met a man around 55 who heard oysters were good and ate 20 in one sitting. The result was indigestion and discomfort, and the evening he hoped for was ruined. He laughed and said, "Doctor, I was too eager." I told him love does not need to be rushed. What nourishes us always comes slowly. Second, enjoy oysters in a calm state of mind. If you eat while stressed or tired, your body will not fully receive the nourishment. Let oyster meals be a gentle ritual. Sit down, breathe deeply, look at your partner, smile, then begin your meal. Love is not only in the food, it is in the eyes, the breath, the silence shared between two people. Third, pair oysters with a lifestyle that nurtures vitality. Daily gentle walking, adequate sleep, less alcohol and smoking breathing exercises, or yoga. And most importantly, open communication with your partner. Food nourishes the body, but connection nourishes love. Finally, do not forget to thank your body. Thank your heart for beating every day. Thank age for teaching you to love deeper, softer, and more sincerely. Midlife is not when the flame goes out. It is when we learn to tend the flame with gentleness. If this message made you reflect or smile, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment. How do you enjoy oysters, or what question would you like to ask me? I am here and I am listening. Dear friends, we have walked a journey together from understanding intimacy in midlife, to understanding the body and the heart, to meeting the gentle gift of the ocean oysters. But before we end, I want to invite you to sit still for a moment. Inhale slowly, exhale softly, and ask yourself, when was the last time I truly listened to my body? Life is not only the years we pass through, it is how we feel each moment. Midlife is not an ending. It is a new chapter, one where we understand that love is not loud, happiness is not hurried, and connection does not require grand gestures. Sometimes just a held hand, a shared meal, a lingering glance, is enough for the heart to feel loved. I have met people who believed their best days were behind them, but with small changes, better nourishment, more conversation, slowing down to listen, the flame of love returns softer and deeper than before. I want you to know this. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be touched. You deserve gentleness from yourself. If there is something you want to do for your partner, a meal of steamed oysters with ginger, a hug without reason, or simply saying, I still need you, then do it today. Some doors only open when we step forward, and some love only awakens when we dare to touch it. If this journey has touched your heart, I ask you, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. Tell me your story. Tell me what you hope for at this age. Or simply say, I'm listening, doctor. I read every comment and I respond with care. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for living beautifully with yourself. I am Dr. James Walker, and I am always here to walk with you.